People suffer in war. I can't answer what it accomplishes. I have very mixed feelings about it. And I sure don't want to be in another one, because I know what goes on.
It was perhaps one of the darkest chapters in American military history.
At a hamlet called My Lai in Vietnam,
where American soldiers killed over 500 unarmed Vietnamese civilians.
Women, children, and the elderly.
This was really pure chaos.
But it could have been much worse, thanks to one very brave helicopter pilot.
Hugh Thompson. He was the hero at the My Lai massacre.
Just all these bodies everywhere and no explanation. That's when I started trying to figure out what had happened. Saw a wounded person, got on the radio, called for help. The captain just put his weapon on automatic and killed her.
This is one of the commanding officers on the ground.
Commanding officer.
It appeared that something was going very wrong that we couldn't understand.
Next time we landed in a ditch that had over 100 bodies in it. Some of them weren't dead yet. So I asked for help again. I asked them, I said, can you help these people out?
And the soldier said, yeah, we'll help them out of their misery.
And that's when I just told them, quit joking around, help them out, okay? They said, yep. And as we took off, my crew chiefs came over the intercom with the most somber voice I'd ever heard, saying, my God, they're firing into the ditch.
Thompson and his crew then realized the American troops were on a killing spree.
Talking wasn't working. I had to take action.
When he saw GIs advancing on another group of defenseless women and children, Thompson ordered his crew to turn their guns on their fellow Americans.
He landed the aircraft in between the American forces and the Vietnamese people, got out of the aircraft, and he went and had words with a lieutenant on the ground.
These are human beings, unarmed civilians.
The lieutenant outranked him, but he gave the lieutenant an order and told him to keep his people in place.
Get back!
With the aid of larger helicopter gunships, Hugh Thompson and his crew succeeded in airlifting to safety over a dozen old men, women, and children.
When I did instruct my crew to open up on them if they open up on any more civilians, that particular day I wouldn't have given it a second thought.
A soldier's trained to kill, but a soldier's not trained to murder.
You have to do the right thing in life, but don't look for any rewards.
Thompson was grilled in Congress over the charge that he trained his helicopter's guns on U.S. troops.
I'd been threatened with prison. My life had been threatened. I was an outcast.
He was called a rat and a traitor by fellow servicemen. But over the course of time, Thompson began to be seen as a hero.
30 years after My Lai, Hugh Thompson and his crew received the Soldier's Medal, the Army's highest award for bravery.
U.S. Senator John Breaux nominated Thompson for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000. Thompson was widely recognized not just for his battlefield courage, but for his humanity.
Hello, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
She had been dumped in the ditch but survived, shielded by the bodies of the dead. Why, she wanted to know, were so many villagers killed that day? And why was Thompson different from the rest of the Americans?
I saved the people because I wasn't taught to murder and kill. I just wish we could have helped more people that day.
In fact, they did help more people.
Some scholars say we saved upwards of 20,000 lives because that operation was supposed to go on for 4 days, and there was up to 20,000 people lived in all those villages. You know, I've always heard the old saying, I thought it was kind of corny, but you can make a difference. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I guess I proved you can make a difference.
I admire you so much for your courage and your determination, and your story was so touching.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. You know, we drop a lot of bombs and then do a lot of talking, and then we become friends. It seems to me that if we do the talking before the bombs start falling, then we can be friends also.
Hi, I'm Matt Orfala. I hope you enjoyed the video. These are my sources used with fair use under the U.S. copyright law for educational purposes. If you'd like to help me make more videos, please support me on Patreon.